Hello everybody, today's July 5th, 2012. A couple days ago, the IMF came out and warned the United States that cutting the deficit too fast would have negative repercussions. With an economy that's barely growing, the IMF Director Christine Lagarde said that you don't want to cut your deficits, you know, the $1.5 trillion deficits we've been running for the last couple of years. You don't want to cut those down too far, because you're going to stifle growth in the economy. And, you know, with the downside risks being intensified, you know, this wasn't favorable for the U.S. I guess the new 2013 budget is somewhere around only spending $900 billion beyond our means instead of $1.5 trillion. But Christine said that wasn't a good idea. We got to spend at least $1 trillion beyond our means, you know, or we're going to have negative repercussions. For those of you who don't know, the International Monetary Fund is an organization of 188 countries that work together to foster global monetary cooperation. They secure financial stability, and we can see a lot of that going on, and they facilitate international trade while they promote high employment. So there's a bunch of things going on there, and the director is named Christine Lagarde. She's a French lawyer who's been managing the IMF 1 year today, since July 5th, 2011. And although her tactics for kicking the can down the road don't have anything to do with her being a vegetarian who never drinks alcohol, and whose hobbies are scuba diving, swimming, cooking, gardening, and making jams, I thought that was interesting nonetheless. I thought I'd throw it out there. So we're being told that the $1.5 trillion deficits that look like they're going to be cut all the way back to $900 billion is way too much for the United States to tighten its belt that much. I mean, only spending $900 billion beyond our means, that's not a good idea. Christine Lagarde says we got to spend at least $1 trillion beyond our means this year. And that's, you know, that's what we can expect. Just more kicking the can down the road. That's all we're going to get from anybody, because we already should have taken the medicine and fixed things. I mean, she doesn't have any solutions. Just more tactics for prolonging the, you know, the horrific state that we're in. And so, you know, when we ultimately crash, it's going to be worse than it would have been in '08 if we would have done the right thing then and just went into a depression, basically. I mean, no matter when we fix things, it's not going to be good. And the longer we wait to fix them, it's just going to be worse. And, you know, I initially thought that the dollar would have collapsed by now. Back when I was reading books back in '06, '07 about the dollar collapse, you know, I would have thought it would have happened by now. But I guess I didn't understand the scope of how much money printing and all the different tactics that they had for prolonging the horrible situation that the world is in, the financial situation. So the more I learn, the more it seems like it can just go on and on. And so that's what I guess we're going to get more of. Christine also today, I believe it was, or yesterday, recommended that the European Central Bank turn on the printing presses again, which they announced today that they're going to do, at least to the tune of about 50 billion euros or $50 billion, one or the other. So more money printing there. We had a couple central banks, Japan and one other one, lower rates today. So either cheap money or money out of thin air. It's just going to be more and more of it. I mean, there's even talk of negative interest rates where you pay somebody to hold your money for you. Okay, I guess we're not getting paid much for them to hold our money. Pretty soon We're going to be paying them to hold our money in an account. But, you know, for the borrowers, that's a good thing. So, whatever. More kicking of the can down the road, and that's what we have. In an interview with The Guardian, May 2012, Lagarde was asked about crisis-stricken Greece, where the suicide rate has increased by 40%, and sections of Athens are reduced to using food kitchens, and other struggling Eurozone countries, and replied, "Do you know what? As far as Athens is concerned, I also think about all those people who are trying to escape tax all the time. All these people in Greece who are trying to escape tax. Even more than she thinks about all those now struggling to survive without jobs or public service, I think of them equally, and I think they should also help themselves collectively." How? By all paying their tax, yeah. It sounds as if she's essentially saying to the Greeks and other in Europe, "You've had a nice time, now it's time to pay back." "That's right," she nods calmly, "yeah." Wow, those sure are interesting comments from Christine about Greece, considering she doesn't pay any tax. As an official of an international institution, she pays no tax on her $467,000 salary and $83,000 allowance, which puts her over $500,000. She makes more than the President of the United States, who pays tax on his income. In addition to telling the United States that they need to spend more beyond their means than they're already planning to do, Christine also had the following recommendations. She called for spending on infrastructure, measures to ease the housing crisis, and worker training programs in distressed labor markets. So basically, if she was instructing a single family on what to do if they were extremely in debt, you know, and recently lost their job, she recommended that they remodel the kitchen, buy a second home, and go back to school.